Ecuador is a nation whose identity is a rich tapestry, woven from the threads of indigenous, Spanish, and Afro-Ecuadorian heritage. It is a place where the past is not a distant memory, but a living, breathing force in the present. It is visible in the intricate patterns of a hand-woven textile in a bustling market, heard in the haunting melody of an Andean flute drifting across a valley, and felt in the unbreakable strength of family bonds, the true anchor of society. This vibrant cultural mosaic, born from centuries of history and resilience, is the true heart of the country, giving it a unique and profoundly human spirit. This rich human story unfolds across one of the most diverse landscapes on Earth. From the soaring, wind-swept peaks of the Andes, where life is adapted to the altitude, to the endless, humid green of the Amazon, where rivers are the only roads, and down to the warm Pacific coast, where the rhythm of life is set by the tides. Each region provides a unique stage for this daily drama of tradition and community. This is a story of that profound relationship, of how a culture is carved and colored by its environment, and how a people, in turn, give meaning, soul, and life to the land they call home. The rhythm of daily life in Ecuador is set by the sun and the landscape. In the high-altitude capital of Quito, nestled in a long Andean valley nearly 3,000 meters above sea level, the morning begins with a cool, clear air that carries the distant chime of church bells. The city slowly comes to life as vendors set up their stalls. The scent of freshly baked pan de yema and strong, sweet coffee drifts from local bakeries, and a steady stream of traffic begins to flow through streets flanked by centuries-old colonial architecture. In the mountain towns that dot the Andes, the day starts even earlier. Farmers are in their fields at first light, their figures silhouetted against the terraced hillsides, tending to crops of potatoes, corn, and quinoa, their hands working soil that has been cultivated for generations. In communities like Otavalo, famous for its vibrant market, the morning is a hive of activity as artisans prepare their textiles and crafts for the day's trade. The rhythmic clatter of looms, a familiar soundtrack to the dawn. Along the Pacific coast, in the sprawling, energetic port city of Guayaquil or the fishing hub of Manta, the morning air is thick with a warm, tropical humidity. Here, the day begins with the rhythm of the sea. Fishermen return to shore with the night's catch, their small boats or lanchas pulled up onto the sand as the fish markets come alive with the sounds of commerce and the sharp, salty smell of the ocean. In the small coastal villages, the pace is slower, more relaxed, dictated by the tides and the promise of the sun's growing heat. Regardless of the region, the heart of daily life is often found in the local market, the mercado. This is more than just a place to buy food. It is the social and economic hub of the community, a vibrant sensory world. It is a cathedral of daily life, filled with towering piles of exotic fruits, the sweet narangila, the tangy maracuya, the strange and wonderful pitahaya. It is rows of fresh vegetables, dozens of varieties of potatoes from the highlands, and fragrant herbs used in traditional cooking and medicine. It is the chatter of friendly haggling, the sizzle of food stalls preparing traditional lunches, and the calls of vendors who know their customers by name. It is where neighbors catch up on local news, where relationships between vendors and customers are built over generations and where the pulse of the community can be truly felt. Life is lived at a human scale, centered on the bedrock of family and community. The family, La Familia, is the single most important institution in Ecuadorian society. It is a multi-generational unit that provides a powerful network of support, identity, and love. It is common for grandparents, parents, and children to live together or in close proximity, and major life decisions are often made with the entire family in mind. The Sunday lunch is a sacred ritual, a time when aunts, uncles, and cousins gather, often at the home of the grandparents, to share a meal, to talk, to argue about football, and to reinforce the bonds that hold the society together. This sense of closeness extends to the neighborhood, the barrio. In the cities and towns, neighbors are not strangers. Doors are often left open, children play together in the streets and plazas under the watchful eye of the entire community, and there is an unspoken understanding of mutual support. A sense of collective responsibility is deeply ingrained. If a family is celebrating a baptism, the whole neighborhood knows. If they are facing a challenge, a death, or an illness, the community is there to offer help, food, and comfort. This is a life lived in connection, where the well-being of the individual is inseparable from the well-being of the whole. To understand Ecuador is to understand its rich and complex identity, a cultural tapestry woven from indigenous, Spanish, and Afro-Ecuadorian roots. This blend, known as mestizaje, is the defining characteristic of the nation. But unlike in some countries, the indigenous heritage remains a powerful and visible part of the present, a testament to centuries of resilience. In the Andean highlands, many communities proudly maintain the traditions of their ancestors. The Quechua people, for example, are a significant part of the cultural landscape. In places like Otavalo, it is common to see men with their long, braided hair and felt hats, and women in their beautifully embroidered blouses, layered golden necklaces, and long, dark skirts. A living expression of an identity that has endured conquest and modernization. This pride in heritage is celebrated throughout the year in a calendar filled with vibrant festivals. These events are a powerful fusion of pre-Columbian traditions and Catholic rituals, a syncretism that defines the country's spiritual life. Inti Raymi, the ancient Inca festival of the sun, is celebrated in June with music, dance, and ceremonies that give thanks for the harvest, a profound connection to the agricultural cycles that have governed life here for millennia. In cities like Cuenca, the Pase del Niño Viajero is a massive Christmas procession that blends Catholic devotion with indigenous cultural expression, featuring floats, musicians, and thousands of costumed children. These are not performances for tourists. They are deeply meaningful community events that reinforce cultural identity and pass traditions down through the generations. Music is the soul of Ecuador. In the Andes, the haunting, melodic sound of the charango and the panpipes, or zampoñas, evokes the vast, windswept landscapes of the highlands. On the coast, the music is more rhythmic and tropical, with the marimba playing a central role in the music of the Afro-Ecuadorian communities in the Esmeraldas province. Its wooden notes a direct link to their African heritage. This cultural identity is also expressed through craftsmanship. The intricate textiles of the Andes, the fine silver work of cordeleg, and the world-famous Panama hat, which despite its name, originates from the coastal town of Montecristi, are all products of artisanal skills passed down through generations. They are more than just souvenirs. They are tangible symbols of a culture that values patience, skill, and a deep connection to its history. There is an immense and quiet pride in being Ecuatoriano, a pride that is rooted in this unique and resilient cultural fusion. The Ecuadorian economy is as diverse as its geography, a blend of traditional agriculture, natural resource extraction, and a growing service sector. For centuries, the land has been the primary provider. Ecuador is one of the world's largest exporters of bananas, and vast plantations cover the fertile coastal plains. High-quality coffee and cacao, the source of fine chocolate, are grown on the slopes of the Andes, while the country's flower industry has become a global leader, exporting millions of roses from the cool, high-altitude valleys around Quito. Along the coast, fishing remains a vital industry. The industrial port of Manta is a major hub for tuna processing, while in smaller villages, artisanal fishermen provide fresh seafood for local markets and restaurants. In the Amazon, the economy has a different driver: oil. The discovery of petroleum in the Oriente has made it a cornerstone of the national economy, providing a crucial source of revenue. However, this reliance has also brought significant challenges, creating a complex and often tense relationship between economic development and the preservation of one of the world's most fragile ecosystems. In the modern era, tourism has become a major economic force. Visitors are drawn to the country's incredible natural wonders, from the unique wildlife of the Galapagos Islands to the adventure sports hub of Baños, nestled at the foot of an active volcano. This has created opportunities in hospitality and guide services, but also presents the ongoing challenge of balancing growth with sustainability. For the majority of Ecuadorians, however, work is found on a smaller scale. Small, family-owned businesses are the lifeblood of the economy. The local shop, the neighborhood restaurant, the mechanic's workshop. A thriving informal economy exists alongside the formal sector. It is the woman selling fresh fruit juice from a cart on a city street, the artisans selling their crafts in the plaza, the handyman whose business is built on word of mouth. This spirit of entrepreneurship and self-reliance is a defining feature of the national character, a practical response to the economic realities of the country. Ecuadorian food is a direct and honest reflection of its landscape. Hearty, fresh, and deeply connected to the local harvest. The cuisine is not spicy, like in some Latin American countries. Instead, it focuses on the pure, natural flavors of its high-quality ingredients. The country's 3 distinct regions have each developed their own unique culinary traditions. In the Andean highlands, or La Sierra, the cuisine is built around the staples that grow in the cool climate. Potatoes are the star, featured in dozens of varieties and forming the base of the country's most beloved soup, locro de papa, a creamy potato and cheese soup often served with avocado. Corn is also essential, enjoyed fresh off the cob, ground into flour for tortillas and tamales, or toasted as a crunchy snack called tostado. Hearty dishes of slow-roasted pork, known as hornado or fritada, are a celebratory staple, often sold in dedicated market stalls. In the coastal region, La Costa, the food is a celebration of the sea. Seafood is the undisputed king. Ceviche is a national passion, but the Ecuadorian version is unique, often served with a tomato and citrus base, more like a cold soup. Encebollado, A rich fish and cassava stew is a beloved breakfast dish, famously believed to be a cure for a hangover. The use of plantains and coconut milk is common, lending a distinctly tropical flavor to many dishes. In the Amazon, El Oriente, the cuisine is based on what the rainforest provides. Yuca is a primary staple, and river fish, often wrapped in banana leaves and grilled over an open fire, is a common meal. The region is also home to a vast array of exotic fruits that are used in drinks and desserts. Across the country, the most important meal of the day is lunch, or almuerzo. It is typically a large multi-course meal, often starting with a soup, followed by a main plate of meat or fish with rice and a small salad, and ending with a simple dessert and fresh juice. Home cooking is the heart of the food culture. Recipes are passed down through generations, and a shared meal with family is a cherished daily ritual, a time to connect, to talk, and to share in the bounty of the land. To live in Ecuador is to live in constant, intimate contact with the natural world. The landscape is not a passive backdrop. It is an active, powerful force that shapes daily life, culture, and the national psyche. The Andes Mountains are the country's backbone, a world of breathtaking beauty and profound solitude. For many, life is lived at high altitude, in valleys nestled between colossal peaks. Hiking is a common pastime, a way to connect with the Pachamama, or Mother Earth. Trails wind through cloud forests, around pristine crater lakes, and up the slopes of volcanoes like Cotopaxi, a perfectly conical, snow-covered giant that looms over the central highlands. The Amazon rainforest is another world entirely. It is a place of overwhelming life, a dense green wilderness that is home to an incredible diversity of plants and animals, as well as numerous indigenous communities who have lived in harmony with this environment for millennia. Life here is governed by the rhythm of the rivers, which serve as the primary highways for travel and trade. The Pacific coast offers yet another distinct environment. Its long stretch of beaches, from the bustling shores near Salinas to the tranquil surfing spots around Montañita, provides a playground and a source of livelihood. The region is also home to unique ecosystems like the coastal dry forests and the mangrove swamps that are vital nurseries for marine life. And then there are the Galapagos Islands, a place where nature is on full display, unafraid and magnificent. The islands are a living testament to the power of evolution and a source of immense national pride. This incredible natural diversity fosters a deep appreciation for the outdoors. The environment is not something to be visited on vacation. It is an extension of the backyard, a constant and awe-inspiring presence that instills a profound sense of place and a deep respect for the power and beauty of the natural world. Navigating Ecuador's diverse terrain is a central part of daily life. For long-distance travel, the bus is king. An extensive network of bus routes connects every corner of the country, from the largest cities to the smallest, most remote villages. A bus journey in Ecuador is an experience in itself, a slow and steady climb up winding mountain roads that offer spectacular and often dizzying views, followed by a descent into the humid lowlands. These buses are the workhorses of the nation, the primary way that people, goods, and news travel across the country. In the major cities like Quito and Guayaquil, life moves to a faster rhythm. The streets are filled with cars, and traffic congestion is a daily reality. Public transportation systems, like Quito's electric trolleybus, serve the bustling urban population. In the Amazon, however, the roads often end where the dense forest begins. Here, the main highways are the rivers. Motorized canoes are the equivalent of local buses, transporting people and supplies between remote communities that are accessible only by water. This blend of the modern and the traditional is a defining feature of Ecuadorian life. In the cities, high-speed internet, smartphones, and modern conveniences are commonplace. Yet just a few hours away, in a remote Andean or Amazonian village, life may continue in much the same way it has for centuries. This is not a country of uniform development. It is a mosaic of different realities existing side by side. This allows for a unique balance, where it is possible to enjoy the opportunities of the modern world while remaining deeply connected to a more traditional, earthbound way of life. For the young people of Ecuador, life is a navigation between the deep-rooted traditions of their home and the powerful pull of the modern world. Education is a high priority, with a public school system that reaches across the country and a number of excellent universities centered in the major cities of Quito, Guayaquil, and Cuenca. These universities are vibrant centers of intellectual and cultural life, preparing the next generation of leaders, artists, and professionals. For many young people, the path to higher education and career opportunities involves a move from the countryside to the city. This migration is a modern rite of passage, a journey from a small, close-knit community to the anonymity and energy of a large urban center. It is a chance to gain new skills, experience different perspectives, and forge an independent future. Yet, the pull of home remains incredibly strong. Many young Ecuadorians maintain a deep connection to their home villages and towns, returning frequently for family gatherings and local festivals. They are a generation that is comfortable navigating two worlds: the globalized culture of the internet and the specific local traditions of their heritage. The great challenge for Ecuador is to create enough diverse and rewarding opportunities to allow its young, educated population to thrive in all parts of the country, not just the major cities. It is a continuous effort to build a future where the next generation can find fulfilling work without having to leave the communities and the culture that raised them. The rhythm of day and night in Ecuador is a study in contrasts, a shift from the productive energy of the day to the communal focus of the evening. The daytime is for work. The markets are bustling, the farms are being tended, and the cities are humming with the energy of commerce. The sun is strong, and life is lived with a sense of purpose and activity. As evening descends, a palpable change occurs. The fierce equatorial sun softens, and a cooler air settles in. Life turns inward, toward family, friends, and community. The workday ends, and the social day begins. In the cities, people might gather in cafes or parks, while in smaller towns, the central plaza becomes the social heart of the community, where families stroll and friends congregate. The evening is for connection. It is the time for the main family meal, a moment to share the stories of the day. It is not a culture of quiet, isolated evenings. It is a culture of shared experience. While the nightlife in the big cities can be vibrant, in most of the country, the evening is a quieter, more intimate affair. It is in this shared nightly calm that the strength of family and community is restored, ready for the new day. Life in this beautiful and diverse corner of the world is not without its significant challenges. Economic inequality is a persistent issue, with a wide gap between the wealthy elite and the poor, and between the opportunities available in the cities and those in rural areas. Access to quality healthcare, education, and basic services can be a significant struggle for those living in remote mountain or Amazonian communities. The country's location on the Pacific Ring of Fire makes it vulnerable to natural disasters. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are a constant and real threat, a powerful reminder of the formidable forces of nature that have shaped the landscape. There is also the constant and complex challenge of balancing development with conservation. The economic need to extract resources like oil and minerals often comes into direct conflict with the urgent need to protect the country's fragile ecosystems and the rights of the indigenous communities who call them home. The pressures of deforestation in the Amazon and the environmental impact of a growing tourism industry are vital questions that Ecuadorians grapple with every day, thoughtfully and with a deep sense of responsibility for the future of their natural heritage. So why do people choose to stay? In a world of seemingly limitless options and in the face of real economic and social challenges, what is the powerful force that anchors people to this small Andean nation? The answers are found not in grand monuments, but in the simple, profound truths of daily life. They stay for the unbreakable bonds of family, for the profound, unshakable sense of community, for the feeling of belonging to a place where people genuinely know and care for one another. They stay for the unparalleled safety that comes from this web of social connection, for the freedom to raise children in a place where the entire community feels like an extended family. They stay for the peace, for the slower, more human rhythm of life that allows for a deeper connection to oneself and to the natural world. In a world saturated with noise and distraction, Ecuador offers a rare and precious sense of grounding. And above all, they stay for the unbreakable connection to home, to a landscape that is not just a backdrop for their lives, but an integral part of their identity. It is a connection that is forged in the thin air of the high Andes, in the humid breath of the Amazon, and in the warm salt spray of the Pacific. It is the feeling of having roots that run as deep as the volcanoes themselves. Ecuador exists in a delicate, beautiful, and constantly negotiated balance between its ancient indigenous heritage and its modern aspirations, between the untamed wildness of nature and the vibrant pulse of its cities, between a cherished community and the challenges of a developing world. It is a place shaped by the sun of the equator, the colossal power of the Andes, and a quiet, resilient, and deeply admirable strength. Here, life is not measured in grand events, but in the steady, dependable rhythm of the seasons, in the warmth of a shared meal, in the comfort of family, and in the simple, profound beauty of the everyday. It is a living testament to the idea that in a world of constant change, there is still a place and a deep human need for a life that is rich in diversity, community, and connection at the very center of the world.